I love God, and I love Him with all my heart. I love preaching and I love teaching. One of the mistakes that I made early on in my ministry is that I fell in love with what I was called to do. And sometimes I would allow the love for what I was called to do. I would let that love overshadow the love of the one who called me to do what I love to do. Let me explain. We ought to love God more than anyone or anything else. I love doing what He has called me to do because He placed the desire in my heart to do it. But I will never, ever love preaching and teaching and doing ministry in general. I will never, ever love that more than I love Him. And I think that's the mistake that many of us make. We put Him in the background and we put what we do in the forefront. And that's a mistake, because He will have no other God before Him. And many times we think about idols and we think about all the other things that we can put before Him. But you can put the very work that He has ordained you to do, you can put that before Him. So never, never ever put anything or anybody before God. Let Him be first in your life. Let Him be first in your life. And then when you do that, you will always seek His approval. For He says in Luke chapter 6 verse 26, "Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets." In other words, it doesn't matter what others say about you, good or bad. It is God, not people, that we should want to please. Lord, give us a deep desire to please You. But when You are pleased, we know everything else will fall into place. Sometimes I say to myself, and those of us who are Christians, and we try to do our best to meditate upon the Word of God day and night and apply the biblical principles to our lives so that we can be good examples for others. We think of things throughout the day about the Lord, and sometimes we have to smile at ourselves, we have to laugh at ourselves. And I believe in humor, and I believe in laughter. I think the child of God ought to smile sometime. But one of the things that I always think about is how serious we can take ourselves. I believe that sometimes we do things that the Lord even He will take a moment and smile about. And so I want to please Him. I want Him to be pleased with what I'm doing. And the next time that someone walks up to you and they say something good, thank God for that. But don't allow it to become something that will make you think more highly of yourself than you ought to think. Stay humble in that. The next time somebody come and say something bad to you or condescend to you, don't worry about that, because one of my favorite verses, and I quote it all the time, and basically it's teaching us that how we turn out doesn't depend on what other folk think about us. How we turn out, it only depends on what God thinks and wants for us. Beloved, now that we are the sons and daughters of God, it doeth not yet appear what we shall be. But one thing we know, when He shall appear, we shall be just like Him, and we will know Him as He is. That's good news. That's good news.